Okay, we'll call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. General?
Yes, here.
We're all here. Same thing.
Here. Pledge allegiance.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the July 21st.
Did anybody get them?
I didn't see them.
You should have been uploaded.
It didn't upload. Want to postpone those to the next meeting because we don't have them?
I think we should then.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a chance to look at them yet, then
Okay.
we should move on and pass.
Go ahead, you say that, John. We'll postpone them.
We'll postpone approving those minutes till our next meeting. Do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I just got a couple things I want to bring up under other, that's all.
Okay.
I've got one quick one, too.
Okay. Under other or under?
Other's fine, yeah. Just it's tomorrow, actually tomorrow night's windmill,
Okay.
wind tower.
Okay, that's under other.
Okay, and hearing of the public.
Dave has a sheet.
Are we gonna, these are agenda items first, so Jim Shaw?
You want to wait till
Till we
the
get to
PHAs are up.
Okay.
And that's one was for zoning, which would be next on the agenda, so.
Troy Barman?
Oh, here to request a zone change to C2 for the existing Franciscan Care Center at 4111 North Pennsylvania.
Okay. Do we offer, we'll open it up for a public hearing?
You can address it if you want.
Does anybody have any comments or concerns? This is where you guys took down the medical building next door?
Correct, and there's a proposed expansion of the existing facility into that area.
Okay. Tim, do you have any concerns or comments on it, or?
Just that the Planning Commission recommended approval unanimously, as did the Zoning Commission. They've gone through plan review, and they're ready to go. We've got the access issues resolved, and we're recommending approval.
Okay. I know they've been a great neighbor down there, and we like to have them here in the township, so I don't foresee anything. Now, does this come up at a second meeting where we bring it up to vote, or can we vote on it tonight and?
Do you have a proposed plan of what you guys are putting over there? We don't have anything here in front of us.
I could go get one. Oh wait, I might have one here.
Just briefly to see what they're gonna do. Make sure it looks good in the property area.
Expanding the, are you guys doubling the size of the facility, or?
The square footage of the building or the proposed addition?
So I guess my question would be patient number, or?
Neil saw it already, we didn't see it.
I haven't seen those.
Current, the facility has 99 beds. The plan is to expand it to 109 beds.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
You're going from what now?
From 99 to 109 beds.
So you're adding another 10 beds?
10 beds. The real premise of the expansion is to create more private rooms from semi-private rooms.
I got it.
Currently, the facility has 9 private rooms.
You get to care of all the access points?
Yeah, this one's not going to be on manual here.
Okay,
Their main access will be back here because of the intersection improvements.
okay.
Okay.
You have any problems or questions?
I don't.
Okay, and they're putting this, what's the little building thing on the back there?
That's a shed that's
Shed?
been there, I believe.
That's existing. That's been-
Okay, because it's in gray, says I thought you were adding it on. Okay.
So we will close the public hearing. Are we prepared to vote on the, is this resolution 11-116?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. It's-
Yep, somebody's got to make the motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the zone change from Resolution 11-116 from C4 to C2.
Second?
Okay, we'll call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Congrats.
Next item is three abatements that we would like to pursue. One at 2806 Mitchell Road, 2812 Quail Run Drive, and 6103 Cheney Drive.
All abandoned properties?
They're not, I don't think the one is abandoned, but the other two are, for sure. Knee-high grass,
So we bill the person that didn't cut the grass too on?
right.
Or lean that?
It'd be four cuttings for the year.
Okay, I'll offer Resolution 1115 to authorize abatement at the three properties as stated.
Second. Sorry.
That's all right, one of you.
Okay, we'll call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
That's all I have.
That's good. Thanks, Tim.
Next item is under the Public Works Department, their monthly report. and Roy has a short report for us.
Good afternoon. Monthly report for June 2011 is submitted for your review. Just a quick summary. We repaired 283 lineal feet of concrete curb, resurfaced 1.37 miles of roadway. That's with township crews. Our subcontracting projects continue. Preparing for the brush pickup starting next Monday, and we participated in the Safety Town with the road department equipment display last month. A bit of good news that just came in last week. Also, the Ohio EPA offered our closure permit for old fire station number 2, removing the underground storage tank. So we're good to go there.
Question for you. The neighbor next to the cemetery has been calling me, and she's worried because you've not been able to see past the new wall, and she's worried about the children getting hit by cars and stuff. Is there anything we can do to make that more of a safer area, like put a sign up there that says caution children, walk in an area, be careful when leaving or entering the cemetery or something, so nobody gets hurt, since we have that large wall now?
We have stop signs up, pedestrian crosswalk signs up. We have a stop pavement marker on the pavement.
Okay.
We have yellow-green safety, yellow-green look signs on the sidewalk.
Good.
Pavement markings,
Okay.
and hopefully we're finding resolution.
Okay, I'll talk to her. Thanks, Greg.
Sure.
Oh, question two, and it might be for John too. Do we have any need for the senior center, the old senior center sign? Because Claire had called me up twice about that so far, and we need to see if we have any use for it anywhere. Because if not, they want to dispose of it. I don't think we need that sign for anything, do we? I just wanted to make sure with you guys, the board, you guys want it?
Senior Center.
The old senior center sign before they put the one up with the logos on it that has the computer
With
stuff
the
to it.
electronic digital.
She said, we might need it for anything before they
thank you.
dispose of it.
Nothing to add.
Neil?
No.
So I can let her know?
Yes.
All right, I just wanted to let her know, so that way she called me twice, and I promised I'd call her back after tonight's meeting, so I want to get that done. Thanks,
Okay.
guys. All right, that's done.
Next item on the agenda is the fire department, and I don't know if the chief, you want to speak to anything this time? Yeah.
On July 4th, yesterday morning, around 5:30, we did have a fire fatality. We're still investigating as far as the cause and determination of the fire, and there'll be an autopsy conducted on the person that was found on Wednesday.
Okay. Thanks. I saw them going on a run earlier, too, coming up. I don't know what's going on over there. They were going up Whiteford. South, rescue.
And the police, chief, do you have anything?
Thanks.
Next item is the administrator, and before I get started, I'd like to mention that I got a press press release from the city of Sylvania that they have now declared a mandatory water restrictions, that they'll give you a warning, but there will be up to a $100 fine if you're found watering, what I call illegally, and that would pertain to anybody in the township that gets a city of Sylvania water bill. If you get a city of Toledo water bill, you are not subject to this restriction. Plus, if you have a well or anything like that, you're not subject. So only people in the township that get a city of Sylvania water bill is subject to this mandatory restriction. And the press release says that as of now, it's in effect till August 1st. So that's just FYI.
Now, I know in the city of Sylvania, they've asked their police department and I think their zoning or somebody to go out and enforce that.
Yeah.
How will we be enforcing it in the township, or is it more of a combined effort?
It will be up to the city of Sylvania to enforce it in the area of the township where they have the water service.
Okay.
That's their responsibility.
Do they carry any weight in our township?
Yeah, because they supply the water.
Yeah, if you're using their water, the weight is that you're using their water.
And they'll fine you. Because I think they were down to like 500, some, 500.
Somebody told me at the fireworks something that they were down to like a 2-hour reserve
Right.
of water. So I know
Right.
it's a serious situation, but I'm just trying to find out logistically how that works with the city and the township.
They try to refill it overnight, their towers, but they're not getting enough pressure from Toledo.
Actually, we have our sanitary engineer that probably knows all about that.
Jim might know a little bit more, but I mean, from what I talked to everybody in the city of Toledo, that's what they've reduced the pressure to us, and their towers aren't filling it fast enough.
And as you know, their long-range planning is they'll be building a
One in the
new
new
water
one
tower.
by quarry.
And I might also point out that Jim's second in command, Kevin Aller, is now the
Yeah, the city.
public service director
yeah.
for the city of Sylvania, so,
So he's not Jim's second in command anymore.
anymore. Now Jim is first and second.
Yeah.
Okay, now back to the agenda.
Okay.
I have two review of liquor permit transfers. I have letters from the police and fire for both of them that have no objection to them. The one is just a name change at Mayberry,
Mayberry, yeah.
and the other one is a permit for Rock Investments doing business as Sean's Irish Tavern at 7448 West Bancroft Street. Once again, I do not need any action from the trustees at this time unless you want to deny it.
Deny it.
That's the only time we need action. Our next item is a resolution for a street lighting petition for Maple Creek Plat 5. We have the petition, and we are going to set up a date for that hearing. I think it is August, let me get it right. It'll be August 2nd at 4 o'clock will be the hearing for that petition.
August 2nd?
Yeah.
What day is that? I gotta get my calendar out.
We have one here.
I got one, hang on.
It'll be a Tuesday. It'll be
Tuesday?
the first Tuesday of the,
Wait a minute, you said at 4 o'clock?
yeah,
That's our meeting.
right.
So we're gonna do it during the meeting?
Well, we'll probably have a hearing at the start of the meeting.
Okay.
Or whenever we want to put.
I got it. When do you guys want to set it up, during the meeting or after the meeting?
And so I need a resolution to accept the petition and set the date of the public hearing.
Well, since that's gonna be probably under, would it be under more of roads or under zoning? Probably zoning or roads?
And then,
So we'll put under the administration, you wanna do it then?
right.
Okay.
We have to offer a resolution tonight to put it
Yeah,
on for...
to accept the petition, we have the petition here.
Okay.
The resolution is accepting the petition and setting the hearing date for it.
I'll offer Resolution 11-117 to accept the street lighting petition for Maple Creek Plat 5 and set the public hearing meeting for August 2nd to happen at our 4 o'clock meeting.
Second.
We'll call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
My next resolution is the approval of the Lucas County Solid Waste Management District's amended draft. And Jim Shaw and crew is here to talk to the trustees if they have any questions. With that, I'll have Jim come up and You can answer any questions and tell you a little bit what's going on.
Thank you. Just to briefly cover a timeline, the Solid Waste Management District conducts a plan update every 5 years. This plan update is for a planning period of 20 years. This will run from 2010 to 2030. We had a public comment period from August 22nd to May 23rd, a public hearing on June 1st, and then there was a draft that was published, and on June 3rd, that draft was presented to the Policy Committee. The Policy Committee approved it on June 8th. The Solid Waste Management District is made up of a Policy Committee which consists of 7 people represented by Board of County Commissioners. It has 1 seat on there. The City of Toledo, as the largest community, has 1 seat. The townships have a seat. There's a public representative. There's a waste generator representative. And I believe, I don't recall the others offhand, but these representatives they really make up the community that is involved in the Solid Waste Management District, which is throughout the county. All cities, villages, municipalities, including townships, are included. We seek approval on the amended plan update each time we come out with an amended plan. This is a 5-year update, as I said. Historically, we did a 3-year update for a 15-year period. This is the second of our 20-year plans in a 5-year update. On June 8th, again, the Policy Committee did approve the plan. June 9th, we started sending it out to the various entities, and we have until September 8th, or mid-September, to seek approval from entities. It's a 90-day period in which we have to submit that to the Ohio EPA by mid-September. EPA then will have until mid-December to respond to that plan update. The basics of the plan are that currently, and this gets kind of confusing, but currently all waste generated in Lucas County that goes to a landfill pays $3.20 per ton. So whether you have a pickup at your home through a provider, or whether you're in the city of Sylvania and have a contract with Allied, or Toledo who did their own, who are now going to use Allied, no matter how it got picked up, all tonnage, it was $3.20 per ton. Based on the history and over time, the amount of recyclables have increased, the amount of waste going into landfill has decreased. The economy has played somewhat of a part in this. People are reducing the amount of waste, not only residents through recycling, but manufacturing process. The industry and commercial entities in Lucas County specifically are some of our best reduce, reuse, recycle providers. So just to let you know, the gist of this plan is we have to be able to fund the Solid Waste Management District, our programs and services. As I said, the $3.20 per ton on all waste generated that goes to a landfill. Of the $3.20 existing, $2.20 is considered a generation fee, and there's a $1 contract fee. You add the generation fee and the contract fee together, that's the $3.20. This proposal, in order to fund the programs and services that we have, would raise the $3.20 per ton to $5.20 per ton. That additional $2 per ton would be put on the contract fee. So the $1 would go to $3 on the contract fee. Net increase would be $2 per ton. It's really going to be related to each resident. On average, you can say that a household may have 1 ton per year that goes to a landfill. So you could say a $2 increase to the resident, to a typical resident in the township. The other component, and that would be effective January 1st, 2012. The other component is a rate and charge. One of the things that the Ohio EPA is doing is they're stressing that rates and charges need to be evaluated, need to be looked at in order to fund solid waste management district programs and services. So the rate and charge component that we're proposing is a $5 per year rate and charge, which would start, according to this plan, January 1st, 2014. The primary use of the $5 would be related to all the programs and services that the district has. One of the things that we are including with that and in the plan update is a single-stream material recovery facility that would be constructed here in Lucas County. Right now, all recyclable materials that are picked up, whether they're by private vendors in the township, whether it's by, specific to a resident, or if it's from, contracted communities or Village of Waterville, White House, Holland, for example, picks up their own. All those recyclable materials are collected in a certain area, and they're really taken, in some cases, they're taken to Michigan. The certain product is taken to Michigan. Another component of those products are taken to Delphus, Ohio, for paper and recyclable materials. A single-stream material recovery facility located in Lucas County would obviously create jobs. It would allow us to keep some of the money here. The net return on that would be, according to the way the plan is projecting, is $28 per ton in revenue. We would foresee that as time goes by, the $1 per ton increase that went to $3 would be reduced back to $1. And we do have provisions that allow us to reduce that. You have to indicate every projections in your plan update. And, like I said, one of the things that the policy committee was faced with was, do you increase your disposal fee or do you create a rate and charge? The $3.10 rate and charge fee is equivalent to a $1 per ton fee, just to give you an idea of the difference. Just to explain a little bit further, the plan update includes district management of the City of Toledo curbside waste and recycling collection system, and it's based on proposals we received from Allied Republic Services. And then during the course of the planning period, other communities may also be added under similar arrangements. City of Maumee, who are currently doing it, will be added to this next year. City of Sylvania, as an example, would have the opportunity to be added in the future. But for budgetary purposes, we did indicate it in this plan. It is a pass-through. There is no additional cost to, for example, residents of Sylvania Township for the arrangement the City of Toledo is making. But we did indicate it in here that that was something the district was doing for not only the City of Toledo currently, but others as they came on. Again, most solid waste management districts are tied to disposal and waste generation fees. Unfortunately, the inherent nature of that funding strategy is that the better job that we do as programs and services to reduce, reuse, and recycle, the less revenue that's generated. One of the things we've done over the last few years is we've reduced a lot of our cost, related to some of the services that are occurring, including yard waste collection that was done for areas. There's a specific area in Springfield Township on Bancroft Street, also another one on Stickney. We've reduced that. We've made it more of a user-based fee that allowed us to save a substantial amount of money. In addition, we have a household hazardous waste program that is going to a user-based program. The nice thing about the yard waste that we've discovered is over time, the private entities are getting together and they're actually creating more yard waste facilities for increased competition. I know there are actually a couple in the township, in Sylvania Township, that have that opportunity to take waste for people from yard waste. One of the things that just a lot of people don't understand the program and services that the district provide. Just to go through a few of them, it's district education, outreach, and promotion. We have the drop-off collection program, yard waste program, household hazardous waste, specialty waste, the Matzinger Road dual stream processing. We have a business waste reduction program where any businesses have the opportunity to contact us. And usually there's a waiting list, but it's really something that pays off for those that use a lot of raw materials. The Sustainability Commission, litter prevention and cleanups through partnership with Keep Toledo Lucas County Beautiful. So it gives you an idea of some of the things that we're doing and some of the things that being proposed. Some people ask, what does this really mean? What does this plan update mean? The plan update, number one, it's mandated by law. We're required to provide a budget that can finance programs and services that we present that meet the goals of the state. One of those goals is related to providing access to recycling. Simply having drop-offs throughout the community, we've been able to achieve that in addition to curbside recycling within the city of Toledo. So those things have been achieved, we're meeting that goal. One of the things they're moving towards is not just access, they're moving towards something where you would have to quantify your actual recycling versus the amount of waste you put into a landfill. Hence the need to have real programs that work to reduce the amount of recyclables that are going in. But there's no question the city of Toledo going to curbside recycling has helped the program substantially towards that specific number of reduction. Another thing related to this particular update is that the update, if it is approved by the various communities, you have to have at least 60% of the population in the various communities approve this plan in order for EPA to approve it. So that's the first thing to look at. They want to make sure at least 60% of the population has approved it. What does that mean? In a nutshell, it means the city of Toledo has to approve this plan update. They have greater than 60% of the population. If they don't approve it and all other communities do approve it, we still don't have enough. What would that mean if we submitted to EPA? They'd issue us findings and orders, and then they would actually ultimately write the plan for us. And in them writing the plan, they'll dictate specifically rates and charges for the entire plan, which is one of the things we're trying to avoid and be able to establish local control to do that. Another component of the plan update, and the last one, is that we have community grant funding that allows townships, in township of this size, I believe it's potentially, it's either $15,000 or $30,000 that you'd have the potential to fund recycling initiatives or programs that you may have, and certainly Public Works is something that may be able to utilize that. Other communities have applied for that funding, but in order to be eligible for that community funding, you have to approve the plan update. It has, and this again is a 5-year period. We've envisioned those the community funding coming back. It's something that we used to have, and a lot of people at local jurisdiction were able to use it. And one of them, the city of Oregon financed something to do with the fire helmets, and I'm not sure exactly what it was, but something to do with fire helmets, recycled fiberglass or something for the helmets.
Yeah, they got a grant for it.
Yeah, and the grant was
I
through
talked
the
to Disney
district.
about that.
So, where do we go from here? Our request to the trustees is to approve the current plan update. And are there any specific questions?
I do. I always do, Jim.
That's all right.
So basically, for the people to understand, since you've given too much information to them, we're paying $2.20 for a ton fee and a contract fee of $1. That's going to go from $3.20 to $5.20 immediately, but that's going to be on the tonnage of whoever's doing the hauling.
Well, that'll be January 1st, is that what it, in effect?
In 2014, then we're going to do a $5 assessment, which is going to be on our taxes for all improved parcels, residential, commercial, and industrial.
Correct.
So that's going to be an increased fee, but you're going to drop the tonnage fee then to the collectors by $2.
Well,
back down to $1.
We may be able to drop it if we generate enough revenue.
My cost is to you, if you're doing your job that effectively. Now, since I was one of the people who got into the recycle bank thing with Allied when we talked about it through this board here, they're going to be taking over Toledo's recycling now. Recycle Bank is a great program. Toledo's going to recycle probably about 60 to 70% more. Your revenues are going to decrease.
Exactly.
So then what are you going to do to cover that cost? Because this is probably not going to be enough to sustain you.
That's been projected. That's part of our projection. And when you say recycle bank, that's the incentive rewards recycling.
Right.
They potentially could pay their total cost of the program.
Right, and that's what I'm going to say. You're going to increase that. And when the program takes place, what if then Lucas County, since they got pretty much most of it, kind of says, well, everybody's got to be into this program with Allied or whoever we're going to have as our private vendor to do that with, which could happen. And if this thing passes, which their Unigov program starts coming out, who knows where we're going to end up. So
Yeah, the
those are my
projections,
problems.
the projections did account for the increased recycling with their curbside.
They did?
Yes,
And that's going to still be enough to maintain your office and everything?
based on these current projections, yes, it is.
Because I just don't see that happening if this, because Recycle Bank, I've seen people in New Jersey who did zero recycling up to better than most parts of the country. And they have zero garbage, they have one small garbage bag a week, that's about it.
The benefit to that future, that
Well, it has to be
2000,
living therapy.
that 2014 $5 rate and charge would be the creation of a single-stream MRF. And now that single-stream MRF is
That's
going to
what I'm worried
return dollars to the area that we're not returning to the area right now.
Right.
They're going to North Carolina, Michigan, and Central Ohio.
So are you going to be able to generate enough revenue off of that MRF to take care of all your costs that you're going to be losing?
Yes, that's the projection, is showing that we will.
I still have 2 kids in diapers, so I'm generating a lot of waste.
That's going to be recyclable pretty soon.
I don't know about that.
Well, combustible waste is something that's going to come in the future, so those diapers might come in
Do you have any
handy.
questions, Dan?
No, I don't, other than, I mean, you're telling us whether we have no choice, and then they're going to be charging us more
We don't
based
approve the
on...
resolution, we have a choice.
We would like to control it so that, the district through the policy committee, made up of all the entities, really looked at a balance of this rate and charge fee and the current disposal fee. And, if the communities don't approve it, EPA will impose
Right.
on us.
Who is Sylvania Township's representative?
It is Don Eisel who is represented from the Township Association,
Okay.
from Richfield Township.
I know, Tom.
And we have, just for future reference, we have several people that are able to, I know Greg's been there before, so there's several people that potentially could attend. Administrators from other townships have attended, I'm sure John's aware of it, but others have attended to get that information and bring it back.
Okay. You don't need us to act on this evening, this is just information gathering,
Correct.
and when did you say 90 days from now you would like it approved?
Yeah, we have until mid-September to submit it with all the listings of approval, so sometime before then. And just so you know, on the other component of the time frame,
Mine, hold it
the
on.
Board of County Commissioners will be acting on this next Tuesday for their approval, so.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you've been a regular feature out here at our township meetings, and we appreciate you coming out and keeping us informed of what's going on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jim.
So the trustees so desire, they can,
We're going to hold off on
I
this.
think at this
Defer.
point, we'd like to table
okay,
that motion 11-118, or table the resolution.
For future approval.
okay. Next thing is fiscal officer, Dave Simcoe, do you have,
I think this is the first time that, in all these years, there's nothing on the agenda,
Oh, it's a blessing.
in part
Okay.
due to vacation, in part due to, we really, it's been like a slow, last couple weeks, too, and so we just didn't really have anything, and so, but I did, I think, did you all get the investment report that
Yes.
Jim Beck?
Yeah. He gave us the
put
investment
together?
report.
On the investment committee, as you know, I think Neil sits on that, and I sit on it, John Zeitler does, and Jim Beck. And we meet monthly, but sometimes more often than that, to review our investments, especially if one of our investments is coming up for review. We generally stay with, well, we have requirements by the revised code that mandate what sort of investments we can do, and we stay well within those. We drive them away.
You're talking about the stormwater thing. Solid waste.
And so but we do stick within the guidelines of the statute. We do spend some time looking at investments, trying to get the best return that we can. As you know, just been seeing the report, the returns are abysmal right now, but our principles are safe in that, and that's what we're really working to do, because we're dealing with taxpayer money. So that's all I have for today.
thank you. Next item is open discussion.
Kevin, you said you had 2 items?
Yeah, I would like to get your approval publicly to move on about seeing if we need to opt out of the stormwater thing, because 2 years is gonna fly by, now they're gonna start collecting on us, and if we don't have a plan in place to get out, and if it goes up, then you guys are gonna be saying last minute that we're okay, but I mean, by just getting more information, bringing it back to us so we can start reviewing it, that's what I'd like your approval to do.
By all means.
So I don't have to get any more resolutions passed or nothing, I just wanna get that, because then I'll work with John and get all the information we need together.
Yes.
Because if we have to, I'd like to see where we're at. If it's okay to stay in it, then we'll stay in it. If not, then we won't. Okay? All right. And with the water situation that's going on out here, when I attended the last city council meeting, and they are being reduced in their flow of the water from Toledo. Therefore, they can't refill the towers fast enough. Even with the new tower, they're going to try to have more storage. But then I worry about that water sitting up there in those tanks for a while too, and, you know, losing its potency. So I'm going to be working on looking at our own water system. I got a price of it approximately $15 to $20 million for the system. I'm going to review and bring it to you guys, the whole program of it. I called Siemens Corporation. They're sending me a representative to talk to me about this. And the way it would be done is that we would use quarry water and some of the waters out here in reservoirs, since we're going to go with this new stormwater where they're going to have retention ponds and stuff. We would drain those into this water system. And therefore, people said, well, you don't want to drink that water. And I says, the waters that they drink in Singapore, I won't say what it consists of because there's no water to get new water from. So you can understand where their water comes from. If they drink that and it's purified and cleaned to the max and done through UV filters, why can't we do that here at a cheaper rate? And we could have our own water system to even at least offset the cost if we can't totally supply our area. So I want to give you guys information and bring that back to the board so you guys know what's up front about that. Because I think it's time that we start looking at something in case Toledo has a failure or breakage. And then we're all stuck without water.
You certainly bring a lot of different views and opinions to the board, and that's what's great about a board is you get different things, and I certainly applaud your efforts. And again, you know, the less dependent we are on other communities around us, the better off we're gonna, you know, the better services we can provide our own citizens here. So,
Thank you.
You know, by all means, keep looking at that. I mean, it certainly seems like an overwhelming project just sitting here listening to it, but, you know, if you're able to refine it a little bit and boil it down, I mean, it's certainly something that we're all interested in is clean water, and having it there when you turn that faucet on is critical.
And last thing I want to bring up to our residents, this is the plan. I got it printed off of the county study website today that the Blade had in it about this. It's a big article, but I will read this and I'll make sure I bring it to everybody's attention by our next meeting to understand more that it will eliminate all small communities and everything's jobs. And since we will be, and like I said to the other two trustees, that if this was a Bowling Green situation, Wood County, where you have a small community, then you can access that type of government. Where you have a large city like Toledo, Toledo will basically run Lucas County because those people will elect their officials and have their 9-member people, and none of us will have a say, and we will be a large Toledo. That's all it'll end up being. So I'll get you more information as I read this, so I just want to make our people of the public informed of this.
Neil, you had
Tomorrow night, thanks Carol for the email. Tomorrow night is, we ran into Josh on Saturday, and he reiterated if any of us can get up to the water tower, the tower meeting up in Legion Hall at 7 o'clock up in Westfield. So I plan on attending.
Yeah, I'll go there.
It's on my calendar.
I think we should,
did want to bring up one item too. The new state budget and things passed allows us to look at opting out of TARDA. I don't think it's something we want to rush into, but I do think it's something that we need to look at. Certainly when that item came up last year, Kevin, you and I got a lot of feedback on TARDA and things, so I do think it's something that our citizens are concerned with, and I think that we will continue to look at our options in that area.
All I know is that I talked to the Board of Elections. We have to have it to them by our first meeting in August if we want to have it on the ballot. What it would do is just put it on the ballot and let the residents decide if they want it or not. So the residents would be able to vote yes or no, and if it passes to opt out of TARDA, that would be on the ballot for Sylvania Township. If it doesn't pass, then we would be in TARDA, and then that That way, everybody's had their voice done, I think it'd be good.
Right now, I'm trying to get the law there might be a provision where we have to have hearings. I'm not sure of that, and I'll get the timelines and.
Yeah, because
I was looking for that just
before the end
today, but I don't know the timelines of how often you have to have a hearing and when it will be to meet that deadline for the Board of Elections, so.
From what I read out of House Bill 153, because it's in that last section there.
Right.
And talked to the OTA. The section provides for us to get out of it, and what we have to do is before August submit a resolution that this board passed to put it on the ballot that we would like to have our citizens decide if they want to opt out of TARDA. If we pass a resolution, it goes to the Board of Elections, they will put it on the ballot in November's election, and then our residents, everybody in Sylvania Township will vote if they want to be in or out of TARDA.
No, I'm just saying, before you send the Board of Elections, there might be a provision that you have to have a hearing.
I don't know, I'll find that out.
That's what I was looking for today, and I
I'll
couldn't
call you
find it.
tomorrow and let you know about that one.
There are, a lot of other things too that
Yeah.
we might be getting the cart in front of the horse here. I mean, we've got to have transportation available for the handicapped and elderly and things, and so it might not, and we don't have, if we opt out of TARDA, we're not going to have a funding source to provide that. So I think there's a lot of details that we need to work out and make sure we get right, but I do think it's definitely a very hot issue here in the township, and we will continue to look at it.
If it goes on, it passes this November, we have a whole year to get our system in place. I did find that out.
Okay, well,
Yeah, we
that
got
certainly
till next
gives
year.
me a little bit more comfort level than, if
Yeah, we
we
wouldn't
opt
be
out,
dead in
then we gotta
January.
be
No, we have
up
to
and
give
running
them-
in January.
Does TARDA provide transportation for some of the schools? I know
No.
that
Not in Sylvania,
No, we have our own
but
buses.
they
Different
provide,
locations, City of Toledo.
City of Toledo on that,
City of Toledo and stuff, but that's under their funding.
but out here, they provide the
We have our own buses.
park and ride and handicap and tarps and that, where people call and they actually come up to their house, handicap.
Thank you.
It would take us all the way from here out to, Dalton, Missouri.
We would have to look at it. Do we have any hearing of the public
There
on
was,
the agenda?
nobody signed on the.
Nobody signed up? All right, well, I offer a motion to adjourn our meeting at 4:45.
Whoa,
Second.
I know, a few minutes.
Second, Kevin did?
No, Neil.
Neil. Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Haddad?
Yes.
Mr. Genowine?
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna have to really look at the details.